Her mother texted. "Where are you?" No reply. Just the hollow ding of a message undelivered. Hours passed. Then days. And just when everyone feared the worst, a photo appeared. A close-up. Blurry. Her eyes wide with terror. It wasn't posted online. It wasn't sent by Madeline. It was found in the phone of a complete stranger, after she'd already disappeared. This is the story of Madeline Rayner. A quiet woman. A haunting photo. And a mystery buried in silence. June 12, 2023. Cumberland County, Pennsylvania. A peaceful stretch of green hills and sleepy roads, dotted with farms and veterinary clinics. It was the kind of town where you always waved at your neighbors, and where you noticed if someone didn't show up for dinner. That evening, 27-year-old Madeline Rayner left work at 6:45 p.m. She wore a faded blue scrub top, her brown hair pulled back in a neat ponytail. She'd just finished another long shift at Pine Grove Veterinary, where she was known for sitting with animals even after they'd passed. One of her co-workers remembered her smiling as she left. She said she was running to the store. Something about almond milk. That would be the last time anyone saw her alive. Madeline was quiet, but not shy. The kind of woman who noticed when a stranger looked sad and offered them a napkin from her lunch bag. She lived alone in a modest apartment, loved crime novels, and baked every Sunday. According to her mother, she wasn't spontaneous. She didn't ghost people. If she didn't answer, something was wrong. When she didn't respond to texts that night, her mother assumed Madeline had fallen asleep. But by the next morning, she still hadn't read them. No calls. No check-ins. No alarms triggered on her fitness tracker. Her mother drove to her apartment. The door was locked. Inside, her purse on the counter. Groceries from the day before. Her keys hanging neatly on the hook. But her car was gone. And so was Madeline. By that afternoon, a missing persons report had been filed. Police began pulling surveillance footage from nearby roads, stores, and gas stations. They alerted neighboring counties and even posted a bolo, "Be on the lookout," for her gray Mazda 3. Search teams canvassed wooded areas. Volunteers distributed flyers across town. A local drone hobbyist offered his aerial footage for free. But by day 3, there was still nothing. Her phone was dead. Her bank accounts untouched. She hadn't been seen on a single camera after she left work. To investigators, it was as if she had evaporated into the Pennsylvania dusk. On day 4, during a routine traffic stop, state troopers pulled over a blue Honda CR-V outside a diner in Harrisburg. The driver was 32-year-old Evan Colt. Mechanic. Lives alone. Clean record, except for a misdemeanor trespassing charge years earlier. Police ran his plates, flagged from a separate break-in case. Nothing serious. But enough to take a closer look. Colt was calm. Cooperative. Almost too calm. He handed over his ID and casually placed his smartphone on the dashboard. That's when a rookie officer noticed something on the lock screen, a blurred thumbnail of a woman's face. The officer asked to see the phone. Colt hesitated. But handed it over. Within minutes, they found it. A photo in his camera roll. Time-stamped, June 13, 11:23 p.m., roughly 28 hours after Madeline disappeared. The image showed a close-up of Madeline's face. Her mouth slightly open. Eyes wide, panicked. Lit in dim, bluish light, like the flash of a phone in the dark. Behind her, vague folds of fabric. A flash reflection. And possibly, the shadow of someone else's hand. Colt told police he didn't know the woman. Said the photo was probably from Telegram or maybe someone airdropped it to him at a bar. But digital forensics later confirmed. That photo was taken on that very phone. Investigators brought Colt in for questioning. At first, he remained vague. He said he'd been driving around, clearing his head. That he liked quiet roads. That he often went on night drives. But surveillance told a different story. Security footage from a toll plaza showed Colt's Honda turning into Red Creek Trailhead at 1:42 a.m., the same night Madeline vanished. The trailhead was remote. Dense. No cell reception. No lights. Colt claimed he just parked there to think. But police obtained a warrant to search his vehicle. Inside the trunk, they found torn gray fabric, a partial fingerprint on the trunk latch, and a single silver earring with a delicate star charm. When shown the earring, Madeline's mother broke down. "She wore those every day," she said. "I gave them to her for her 25th birthday." On June 17, police launched a full search of the Red Creek woods. Over 70 volunteers. Cadaver dogs. Drones. State troopers. They combed the area for 3 days straight. Near a ravine, about 800 yards from the trailhead, they found a piece of fabric, light blue, torn. Later confirmed to be part of Madeline's scrub top. Nearby, tucked beneath brush, a muddy sneaker. Size 8. One lace missing. And then, a shallow grave. Freshly dug. Uncovered by recent rain. Empty. Nothing else. No body. No blood. No phone. Just a quiet horror left behind in the soil. Colt was not charged. Not yet. His lawyer advised silence, and he complied. He moved out of Harrisburg just 2 weeks later. His home was scrubbed clean. His phone wiped. But Madeline's family refused to let go. Her younger brother, Tyler Rayner, a digital forensics student, started tracing Bluetooth signals and app logins. What he found changed everything. On June 13, less than 24 hours after she vanished, Madeline's phone connected to a Bluetooth speaker inside Colt's house. For 7 hours. And then, silence. The case ignited headlines across Pennsylvania. Local woman missing, photo found in stranger's phone. Disturbing clue discovered in Cumberland County disappearance. Online forums exploded with theories. She knew him. He drugged her. There are more photos. A local anchor went viral for stating on air. A photo that was never meant to be found, might be the only thing left of Madeline Rayner. Investigators began re-interviewing everyone in Madeline's life. Co-workers. Exes. Neighbors. They all said the same thing. She didn't run. She was taken. But there was one more clue. One more haunting detail the public never saw. Something hidden in the reflection of the photo's background. A partial outline, barely visible. Of a second figure. The photo was terrifying on its own. Madeline Rayner, eyes wide, bruised, frozen in a split second of fear. But digital enhancement revealed something even more unsettling. In the reflection of what appeared to be a car window. A second shape. The vague silhouette of a figure standing behind the photographer. No face. No detail. But unmistakably human. Was this a second person involved? An accomplice? A witness? Theories exploded online. Forums, Reddit threads, TikTok sleuths, everyone had a version of the truth. But behind the digital noise, in the real world, Madeline's family was still living every second without her. Still asking the same question. Where is she? Detective Miriam Leary, one of the lead investigators, said this in a 2024 podcast. He was difficult to read. Cold, but not aggressive. Like someone who was holding back a lot of very specific truths. Colt, 32 at the time, had grown up 2 towns away in York, Pennsylvania. An only child. His father passed when he was 12. His mother was described as withdrawn, devout, and afraid of him. Former classmates said he kept to himself. He'd once been caught hacking into school computers, not to cheat, but just to watch. He didn't date much. Didn't party. A coworker once described him as polite. Always quiet. But when he looked at you, it felt like he was measuring something. A second warrant was issued, this time for Colt's garage. Inside, detectives found a wall covered with hand-scribbled notes. Dates. License plates. First names. One sticky note read, June 12, follow-up. Another had, vet clinic, scribbled with a red underline. Police uncovered multiple burner phones. One of them had logs showing Bluetooth activity, near Pine Grove Veterinary just days before Madeline disappeared. Investigators now suspected Colt had stalked her. Planned this. Tracked her routine. They just needed enough to charge him. We sat down with a friend of Madeline's, Carrie Alvarez, who recalled something chilling. A couple of weeks before she went missing, she said this guy had been parked across from the clinic, same car every time. She even joked, like, what if I have a secret admirer? But she wasn't scared. Just weirded out. Another coworker confirmed the same blue CRV had been seen across the street, multiple times, especially around closing. Madeline's brother Tyler said she had never mentioned Colt by name. But she had expressed feeling watched. Crime lab analysis of the torn gray fabric found in Colt's trunk showed canine hair embedded in the weave. Not just any dog. Hair consistent with Madeline's foster dog, Bindi, who had been adopted from Pine Grove 4 months earlier. Even more disturbing? Bindi had gone missing the same day Madeline disappeared. Her new owners reported it, assuming the dog had simply run off. Now, that dog might have been taken with her. Or worse, used as bait. Police revisited the shallow grave site in Red Creek. This time with thermal scanning, ground-penetrating radar, and canine units. Nothing. No tissue. No burial wrap. Only remnants, a hairband, a button from her uniform. The absence of a body became its own kind of horror. A physical silence. District Attorney Leon Maxwell said publicly, "We believe foul play occurred. But without a body or confession, we are operating within a legal void." Then, a voice memo surfaced from her iCloud. Dated a week before she vanished. "Hey Ty, I had this weird thing happen again today. That blue SUV was outside the clinic again. Same guy. I didn't catch the plates. It's probably nothing, but I'm documenting it just in case." It was chilling. Her voice calm, almost joking. As if she knew something was off. But couldn't quite believe it would become real. Despite growing circumstantial evidence, Colt could not be arrested. His attorney cited lack of a body, lack of direct witness, and absence of conclusive physical evidence tying him to her disappearance. In Pennsylvania, prosecutors must meet a high threshold for no-body homicide cases. Madeline's family launched a petition to change that, called Madeline's Law, to allow prosecutorial discretion when overwhelming evidence exists without a recovered body. The petition gained over 300,000 signatures in 6 months. But Colt? He vanished from the public eye. Sold his house. Deleted his social accounts. No charges. No press. Just, gone. To this day, the image found on Colt's phone has not been released publicly. But investigators who've seen it describe it the same way. Too close to be accidental. Too dark to be safe. Too human to ignore. Madeline Rayner is still classified as a missing person. But to those who loved her, she is more than missing. She was taken. Her mother says she sees Madeline's face. Every time I close my eyes, I see that expression. That photo was never meant to be evidence. It was meant to be private, personal. And maybe it was a trophy. And if this story shook you, subscribe to Behind Closed Doors. Because some crimes don't leave blood. They leave questions. And the only way to bring light to silence is to open the door.